Hello everyone, this is Aditya Adhikari from Ethical West 34. Today I am going to analyze and exploit the vulnerable Linux binaries. Yeah, this is mainly our coursework. This coursework is about analyzing and exploiting vulnerable Linux binaries to understand how real-world attacks bypass modern security protection. Exploits are needed to automate interaction, calculate leaked address, craft precise payloads, and reliably reproduce the exploit, proving that the vulnerability can be exploited in a controlled and repeatable manner rather than by chance. Now, let's show you here. Let's move to our Kali, and this is the part of the root which I have already done. I will explain you a bit now. Now I will explain you about the user part. User and root are the same. I've already done root, so I will explain you the user part. For that, let's just see here. I am a payload here outside in desktop, so we will now let's move inside the desktop. Now, as you can see here, yeah, there are two files, one root and one user. Root I have already done. Now I will show you the user one. So let's move inside the user. Select one. Let's move in. As you can see here, these are best file, Docker file, exploited by Linux, and so on. Now in here, in exploiter by, here is my payload. This is here, it contains my payload here. But now let's try to run. Now we'll do cat of file to run the program. As you can see in the screen, here look here. There are three commands here. And now first we're gonna do this command. We're gonna run now our second one. And for that I'm doing a little modification here. I'm doing iPhone D space. It does not, so we don't have to move to our next terminal. We'll just run this, and since it have already it is running, we will directly run our payload file. For that we will run python 3 and exploit.py. Here, as you can see in the screen, it's running. And let's wait for a few seconds here. Now, as you can see, we have terminal open, and for now, let's I'll write ID. And as you can see in the screen, here we have successfully we have success we have, suc- we have successfully gained to the ID. We have successfully take the address and go inside our user user ID. Now what this payload mainly does, my payload I will first let me show you my payload. Yeah, yes, so this is my payload. This payload is an script that abuses from string and heap vulnerabilities to gain a shell. First, it leaks stack and libc addresses by registering usernames containing format specifiers like %p, then calculates libc base addresses from the leak. Next, it manipulates the heap by carefully uploading, editing, previewing, and deleting songs to trigger a use after use and leak ending mangled heap pointer. As you can see in my script here, I have used Mongol. Now, so let's move forward using ellipsis, a slave linking logic. The script demangles this pointer to recover the heap base. It then performs the poisoning by crafting a fake song who mangle forward pointers target a return address on the stack. Finally, it uploads a rope chain built from libc gadgets like pulse system, bin sh, something like that, or zsh. And when execution returns, control is hijacked and interactive shell is spawned. Now this is for the user user payload. Now let's move to our root payload. As I have already shown you, I'm going to press this. Now for the root payload part, it is also the same. It is also the same. So I'm not going to explain any further. I'm just going to explain my payload here. I will show you. I will show you my. I will show you my payload here. And then this payload is for root. This is my payload, and this is for root. This payload implements a libc-based return-oriented programming chain to achieve root level code execution after leaking stack heap. Look here, in this way it is leaked. Look, stack libc base after leaking stack heap and libc address. The expert calculates libc base and derives absolute addresses for spirit system, the bin slash print assets string, and the required register control gadgets. The rope chain first sets the RDI and RSI register to 0 and invokes steroid, which elevates the process to run with real effective root privileges in the given execution context. Once privilege escalation is achieved, the chain processes the argument for system by loading the address for slash bin as such and return oriented program, and no, not return oriented program, and into RDI, suspense as into RDI, then call system, resulting into a root cell. The final payload is paired to the expected buffer size to ensure correct memory layout and reliable control flow redirection. As I've already said in the first, uh, this is about analyzing and exploiting vulnerable Linux binaries. And it is also needed to automate interaction, calculated leak addresses, craft precise payloads, and reliably reproduce the exploit. Now, thank you, and that's for my video. Thank you very much for watching.